Happy August 1st. I almost said April. It is August. And it's also Monday at 3 p.m. I have a pretty good start to my day, as usual. I did my meditations when I woke up, and I made my bed. That's becoming part of my new habit. Drank my water, started taking my supplements, and now I am doing a lot of work. I have a video to edit, a super easy one to edit. That's part of a giveaway, so you should check it out if you would like to win something. And then what else do I have to do? I have to apply for a couple different sponsorship opportunities that came into me, which I'm very grateful for. Then I'm going to work on creative wealth, my course, and healthy, balanced, vegan body. I have to finish reading a book, and then I'm going to take actually somewhere in between all of that, I'm going to take a walk. I'm kind of ruining all the surprises of today, so maybe I should stop there. It's a big work day for me. I don't have anything on my schedule, so I'm just going to work away, get my exercise in, eat some good food. I think I'm going to make some soup today. I also have to call my grandpa. I should probably do that pretty soon. There's a 3-hour time difference, so hopefully he's doing okay. No news is good news, so I might try that right now while I'm kind of dilly-dallying around and all. I'm not dilly-dallying, I'm actually like importing stuff, and I'm doing a lot of multitasking, which I shouldn't really be doing. Did you know that there's really no such thing? Well, something exists called multitasking, but technically our brains can't multitask. So when we try, it actually completely throws off our focus. We think we can multitask by doing a bunch of different things at once. That seems possible, but our brain can only focus on one thing at once. I hope I'm saying that right. Something about that. I think that's super important information in this day and age, because we often get distracted. We want to do all these different things. We feel like time is so precious. But I think focus is the key, and that's what many entrepreneurs recommend. Focus on one thing at a time. So that's another habit I'm working on. I am in like habit mode. I'm just building habit after habit after habit. It feels awesome. Okay, I'll check in with you later. Quick update about my grandpa. I just got off the phone with my dad because I found out my grandfather was discharged from the hospital and is back at his home. And I guess things are okay. I don't know. It's just so interesting to hear it through my dad's filter, but I'm grateful at least that my grandfather isn't in the hospital. If you didn't see yesterday's video, this would make more sense if you had, but he really doesn't like being in the hospital. I mean, who does? But I'm sure when you're old and you're already physically uncomfortable, being there is not good. So my grandfather actually lives at his home that he's lived at as long as I've been alive. I think that's the only house aside from his childhood home he's ever lived in, now that I think about it. But it's pretty neat that he's at a place in his life right now where he can live at home by himself, and he has nurses come and visit him every day, or like special care people, whatever. But I think that makes me feel really good. That's definitely how I would like the end of my life to go. I don't want the end of my life to be in a hospital or in a nursing home or something, unless like by the time I'm that old there's like amazing, I mean, actually there are some pretty cool sounding nursing homes, but there's just an idea about that that doesn't sound so wonderful. I don't know. And then, it's funny, like when your relatives get to the stage of your life, you start to learn so much about the end of life. And I didn't realize this, but they're kind of I don't know what they're called off the top of my head. They're for people that are like in their 80s but still super like mobile, and they live in like a community in their own houses, but everything's like taken care of for them. I forget what that's called. It's not a nursing home, because it's not like one building with rooms in it. It's like individual homes or condos, but it's kind of along the same lines where like things are all taken care of you, so you don't have to like take out the trash or like deal with any bills or whatever, because it's all included in one price, and there's like cafeterias, and it's almost like living on a college campus or something. I don't know. That sounds kind of cool. But I don't know. There's this concept of being in a hospital nursing home, especially like when you're suffering, when you're going through a challenging time. That doesn't sound so nice. So for me, what I hope, and when I get to that point in my life, is that I'm surrounded by amazing family and friends and some sort of a great place in our healthcare, assuming I still live in the United States, where I can really be taken care of in a good way. I've learned a lot through watching my dad take care of my grandpa and my aunt and uncle, and I don't know. It's just, all of it's fascinating, a big learning thing. I'm grateful that my grandfather's out of the hospital today, and I hope he's doing okay. My dad said that it probably wouldn't be best for me to call him. I want to call him, but I also don't want to bother my grandpa. And apparently my grandpa told me that I was crying on the phone yesterday to my dad, and I'm like, I felt like kind of embarrassed. And the fact that my grandpa brought that up, I don't know, like, it sounds like my grandpa tells my dad everything, which is kind of sweet, but I'm like, I hope it didn't, like, I hope my grandpa didn't feel like he hurt my feelings or like that was his fault or something. I don't know. Makes me feel a little weird that he told him that, but this is part of being a granddaughter, I guess. All right, I'm gonna go back to work. I promise you I've left my desk a number of times today. I've been standing up a lot, but it's funny that this is the third video of today, and it's in the exact same spot, and I haven't changed my hair or my clothes yet. But my video that is done and it's uploading, I'm now putting together the giveaway so I can put that all live. I'm like an hour or two behind schedule, so I'm also learning that a new habit I need to create is to add in like extra padding, because it's very common for me to be at least an hour behind the schedule I set forth each day. So I don't know if I'm gonna try a few things, like bumping things up. You know, the trick is that it's always sleep. You know, I am really committed to getting that 8 hours of sleep and feeling super rested, which I do today. But sometimes I get up pretty darn late, and then the whole day just has that, everything gets pushed back as a result. What I did want to share with you, though, is that I just got a sponsor for the morning routine video I've been talking about a bunch, so I'm super excited about that. That was something that I was trying to manifest, and it's actually a company that I have been wanting to work with, and they fit perfectly into the morning routine. So I'm finally going to do that, and because I have a budget for it, I can spend a little bit more time on it than I would if I was just shooting it without a sponsor. So I'm excited. I'm really, really thrilled. Like, a lot of the videos that I've been doing lately have had great sponsors, and it's just been very helpful. I also want to give a big shout out. I've received a few different contributions on Patreon in the past week or so, and I'm just so grateful for that. Like I mentioned in the video a few vlogs back, I'm going to be updating Patreon. Things are changing with Eco Vegan Pal, which I hope to work on tonight. And yeah, there'll be a lot of updates on that, but I did just want to acknowledge those of you who've contributed. It means so much. I'm always working to have very positive streams of income in my life, and that's something that I actually study a lot, and I teach other people how to do that. And it's funny how I find it easy to teach other people, but teaching myself and implementing the same things that I teach others is challenging. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. I've been very blessed when it comes to money, and I work really hard to just have it come into my life in ways that feel really good, and I've been doing that for over 6 years now. It's crazy that I've been working for myself, and it's just always flowing. I'm always learning, and you know, I really feel like a positive mindset around money makes a huge, huge difference. And that's exactly what I teach in Creative Wealth. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I will also be working on that project tonight at some point. I think right now I got to focus on getting this giveaway together, and then I'm going to go for a walk, make some food, and then get back to work. All right, the giveaway is up and there's a new video to go along with it, so be sure to check it out if you're watching while this is live. This will be up until August 8th. It is about 11:30 p.m. and I feel like today went really, really well for so many reasons. I am so excited about launching the giveaway, and right now I'm watching some videos from the DSC YouTube channel. I'm really excited to be part of it. I don't know if you guys saw this video that I did a few days ago where I was saying how it's really my dream to have a whole crew and have somebody film and edit and take care of all that stuff, and I just show up. That's exactly what happened when I went on set for DSC, and if you go a few vlogs back too, you'll see some behind the scenes from that whole experience, and I'm just so grateful for that. Like, watching these videos reminds me of how much better that is. But, you know, I'm also, because I've been doing at least one video every week for the main Eco Vegan Gal channel and doing these vlogs every day, I'm in this rhythm. And as I keep talking about on this channel, creating habits and doing something every single day is huge. That is something that I have learned so much in the past. What has it been, 25 days since I started this vlog? Because right when I started this vlog was when I started doing a lot of my habits, and I remember that feeling of not wanting to do certain things, like drinking water consistently for some reason just seemed like such a thing, or I would like be like, oh yeah, I drink plenty of water. But once I really started to monitor how much water I drink, I was shocked at how little I used to be drinking. And I don't know if I've said this in a video, but I learned in the body ecology diet that like other liquids like tea, for example, or juice or soups, they don't count as water because they have other things in them. So your body processes it very differently. Pure water, you have to have 8 glasses at least of that, depending on your body. And so now that I made that the practice, it's just what I do, and it's not that hard. And I feel like my body is changing so much. In this past month, I don't know how much I talked about this, but I think I mentioned it a few times here, is that about a month ago when I was in Palm Springs, I hit this point where I was like, I need to change. That I was in the midst of feeling really low, or that was like, things were getting like worse and worse. Like I was about to hit the big low points, which is when the vlog started. You witnessed a lot of that. But when I was in Palm Springs, which was like the 3rd week of June, I think, I felt horrible. I hated the way I was looking. Hate's a strong word. I was very unhappy with how I was looking and feeling and the way that I was eating, and I just like remember sitting there thinking, I have got to change. And I made that decision during that Palm Springs trip to start drinking more water and paying very close attention to how I was eating and exercising. And so that was what, like 5 weeks ago or so? 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's amazing to me how much has changed in that time. So I want this to be a reminder to all of you that you can change. And sometimes 4 or 5 weeks can feel like a very long time, but it relatively is very short. And I know that if I keep up all the habits that I've been on, I'm just going to feel better and better every single day. So I've been working out, or just taking a walk, bare minimum of 30 minutes every single day. It's rare that I skip that. I feel great. Now it's just a habit. I remember when I wasn't working out at all, and just a walk seemed like so much. It felt like, ugh, I have to get out and walk. I don't know why, but sometimes you get in that place where the smallest efforts feel like so much, and I'm really, really grateful that I can speak from both sides now. I know what it's like to feel down. I know what it's like to feel like I've been making poor decisions. I know what it's like to feel unmotivated, all of that. And now I know what it's like, again, to feel all of the progress that I've made. So I'm just excited to talk about that and be in that place with my life. I'm setting up a bath right now, so that's another habit I'm trying to get into, taking a bath a few times a week. I'm in that rhythm of reading so much. It's crazy how much I read now, and I know a lot of people that want to read more. So just like anything else, you guys, just read a few pages of a book every night. Same thing with meditation. Meditate a few minutes. Listen to guided meditations. They are so good. I will link to them down below for you. That is drastically helping my life, starting and ending my day with that. I need to get into the habit of journaling. There's a ton of other habits I want to create. And the cool thing is, I think I might have said this in another vlog, but I'll say it again, that creating habits, they build upon themselves. When you start to feel good, you just want to do more and more things that make you feel good. So for me, it's like I just started with a few shifts, and then I added a few more in, and a few more in, and a few more in, and now it's like I am so good at creating habits that I'm looking for more habits to create. And that is just awesome. It's so empowering to get to that place. And, you know, I started talking about this because of YouTube. Sometimes YouTube feels like a huge drag, and that's when you won't see me creating videos because I just don't want to do them. I don't want to put the effort in. But I'm in the habit of them now, and I'm just in it. So they're not that hard. And now it's like exciting. And even my website, I have been avoiding my website at all costs. It is barely ever updated, and I'm almost embarrassed by it. It looks fine. I would like to redo it. It's the last time I redid it was 4 years ago, and I'm ready for another refresh. So I got to save up some money for that. But you know, today I was able to make a few tweaks, and I was like, this feels great to make adjustments to my website. And that's something I kept putting off. So again, it's just that life keeps building. And also today, you know, more money has come my way. I even more so since I last recorded a video when I was talking about abundance. Like, I was a little concerned that this big check wasn't going to come through, and I was like, I have no idea when I'm going to get paid, and I don't know how that's going to affect my finances. And it came through today, and I was just like this wave of relief. But I also feel like that's because of all the self-work, because I believe so much in the power of manifestation and visualization, and just like putting out good thoughts into the world. I am witnessing how powerful that energy is. And if you're not really a believer of that, I really encourage you to read books like Wayne Dyer's, Gabrielle Bernstein, Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, like all of these spiritual thought leaders. Watch Oprah. You will see them talking about these same things and how they've affected their life. Tony Robbins talks about this. I think Brendan Burchard does. Like, all of these super successful, happy people that are doing great things in the world are talking about the power of positive thinking. And you know, that phrase goes back so long. In fact, that's actually something my grandfather is a big believer in. And as I was talking about in yesterday's blog, I had that influence from my grandfather and from my dad. And I haven't always believed it, but I've remembered them talking about positive thinking throughout my whole life. My grandfather loves listening to audiobooks, and he told me like a few months ago how he was re-listening to The Power of Positive Thinking and how much he believes in that. And as I said yesterday, I think that's why it's a huge part of the reason that he's lived so long despite all of his health challenges. I don't have much of an update on my grandfather. I didn't end up talking to him today. I guess there was like some drama at his house that they had to deal with, so it was like stressful coming home from the hospital, dealing with other stuff. But looking forward to talking to him tomorrow. And oh my gosh, the outpouring of love in the comments today meant so much. Every time I checked on the comments, there was someone new sending prayers, and talk about the power of positive thinking. Each of you are contributing to that in my life and my grandfather's life. So thank you. So remember how powerful you are. If you can do that to me and my grandfather, you can do that to yourself, and you can do that to other people. And I am thinking so positively of you. I'm sending that love right back to you, and I hope that you feel it. And if you ever need my prayers, my positive thoughts, you just reach out to me and let me know, because I will send very specific thoughts to you anytime you ask for them. I feel so good, and I'm just like, it hasn't even been 30 days, and I just hope that those of you who've been watching these vlogs and keeping up with my journey know that when you get into those deep, dark places like I did, you can get out of it. And I will fall back into those every now and then. Well, maybe that's not the most positive way to say it. I actually don't like to anticipate bad things happening, but just thinking on the realistic side, I know myself enough to know that I go in and out. There's ups and downs. It's part of life. Even my grandfather, right? Like, he's a great example of someone, 97 years, has had a lot of ups and downs in his life, but the best lesson from him is that he always comes up. Even when I talked to him yesterday and I could tell how much he was struggling, I could tell he didn't really feel his best to talk on the phone to me, but he pushed through it enough so he could spend 5-10 minutes on the phone with me. And when I started to cry on the phone with him, I will never forget him saying in his voice that I love so much, he just said, like, "It's all right, Whitney." And sometimes those simple words are just such a great reminder that everything's gonna be okay. Even someone who's very close to death, he had the strength to tell me that. And to me, that's just a sign that even when you're struggling in your life, you can still look on the bright side. You can still know that things are gonna be all right. I'll keep you guys posted on him. But maybe, I really do believe that when a group of people put out positive thinking and prayers, it really makes a shift in this world. So don't ever stop doing that. I love you guys so much. I think this is a good place to end tonight, unless I have anything super valuable to say later. I'll end it here, even though I'll be up for at least a few more hours. But I'm gonna go take my bath, do some reading, do some more work, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Lots of love.